Hello Toy Collector fans, Universal Toy Collector here and welcome to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be opening up this recent parcel, plus giving the contents inside an overview. Okie dokie then, so when I say recent, I mean as recent as this past Monday. However, I do still have 5 or 6 parcels that have been sat around for a couple of months waiting to be opened. So I'm sure at some point I'll get round to opening those. But, like I said today, we're going to be opening this parcel. The courier company is Yodel, as you can see. So that means one thing, it was sent by Hasbro. So let's get this open and take a look at what's inside. I've got a rough idea because I did actually read the email that they sent saying your item has been dispatched. So I thought marvellous stuff. So let's take a butcher's and get it open. Here we go. Haha. Here we are. So yes, today we're going to be looking at Blowtorch. 2 seconds. Righty ho then, so here is Blowtorch, and I've got to say, off the bat, looking at him firsthand, wow, I think I'm going to like this figure. For me, the colours really pop, he looks really vibrant, and as soon as Hasbro said that they were going to be releasing a Blowtorch further on down the line, he was a pipeline reveal at the time. I saw the digital render, and I thought, wow, this guy's going to look absolutely cool. So, happy with what I'm seeing so far, but before we get him out the packaging, let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see, it is your standard G.I. Joe packaging there. So you've got G.I. Joe Blowtorch at the top. The G.I. Joe Classified Series logo there. Warnings, 4+, Hasbro logo just there. Spinning around to the side, you've got more window just here. He is number 154 in the line. And I'm going to say, after the first couple of waves, I didn't think they'd ever get to 154 figures. So fair play to Hasbro. Here you have the barcode there, you scan that and you get all his stats and details and stuff like that online. These are all the things that represent his different bits and bobs there. Spin it around to the back, you have an awesome image. Now, I've just noticed in the image, you've got this tank here, which lays the bridge. Now, a lot of the images that you have on the back of these G.I. Joe classified figures or vehicles have pictures of different vehicles and stuff like that. So I'm wondering, are we going to be seeing this within the G.I. Joe classified line? If so, marvellous. That would be really cool. Yeah, liking that. So, yeah, you got some more warnings and bits and bobs just here. Hasbro logo again down the bottom. Spin it round. You have another awesome image of Blowtorch. Again, just in case you didn't know, G.I. Joe Classified Series 154. There's the front. At the top, you have the G.I. Joe star just there. And again, more 154, and at the bottom you got more legalese and a barcode. That is the packaging. Let's get Blowtorch out the packaging and see what he's all about. And here we have Blowtorch and his accessories out of the packaging, and yeah, I've got to say, I am liking this figure a lot. Wow. Before we get into the figure, let's take a look at his accessories, starting with this hose. So this hose will attach to the backpack and the flamethrower. So, yep, pretty cool stuff. You get a couple of flame effects there. So here's the first one. That looks pretty cool. And then here's the second one. So, yeah, liking that a lot. Not decided which one I'm going to use yet. Then you have his small arms here, which is, if I can pick it up, just his pistol. So it's all in one colour, green. Very reminiscent of the choice of colour for his weapons in the original O-ring line back in the 80s. Here is his flamethrower, so that is looking pretty cool. Liking that a lot. You got like a little flame effect just there as well, which looks pretty cool. You got some silver, which breaks the green up, so happy about that. And of course, you got the orange, yellow, and red of the flame there, which again adds it a little bit more colour. So very nice. Then you have his backpack, yellow tanks there, black casing. Here's the little pin where you attach the hose. Round to the back there, you can see the pin here that goes into his back. So yeah, liking that a lot. Pretty cool. Loving the colour yellow there. It really stands out. Then you have his lid. Bit of a darker kind of yellow there, which isn't too bad. I don't mind that. That's pretty cool. Then you get the black to break it up as well. Oh, where is it gone? There you are. Sorry. The black that breaks it up. So, yeah, that looks pretty cool. And then you have his face mask. Look at this. That is superb. You've got the goggles there, the breathing apparatus, and this hose that fits into his chest plate somewhere. So, yeah, pretty cool. Sorry if it's... there you go. So, yeah, that's pretty decent. And then let's take a look at the figure himself. Starting with the face sculpt. Yeah, really happy with that. Looks pretty similar to how we looked with the O-ring with that style hair. Same kind of colour hair. But look at this outfit. Look at this. Unbelievable. The reds, the yellows, the blacks. They all go together really well. You've got his like little... what's this? I think this is his little gizmo there that you plug the hose into from his mask. You've got the silver here which breaks up the red. Really cool. You've got some more silver on the arms there. Black gloves. You've got his black belt there. But then you've got the red again. The black and the yellows. The colours work so well together. And there's the back of the figure. Now, I've got to say, I think the yellow and the reds are a little bit more muted compared to the original version, the 80s O-ring version. I think the reds and the yellows were a little bit brighter than this. But nonetheless, he does look pretty cool. So, just going to stand him back here. What I'm going to do is get him set up and see what he looks like. 2 seconds. Okie dokie then, so here is Blowtorch all set up, and I've got to say, wow, what an impressive looking figure. He looks absolutely stunning, and he's going to look absolutely awesome in the display. But as awesome as he may look, there are some nitpicks, and I'm going to get those out of the way and done with. So, with his face mask, to get that on, you need to pop the head. Well, I found it easier to pop the head. You put the face mask on, pop his head back on the shoulders, but then it's really difficult to try and get this helmet on as well, his lid, because when you do that it moves the face mask, so that took a bit of time to do that. Then posability, it is a little bit difficult because you've got the gun attached to the backpack there, so, and also because of the size of the gun as well, and you've got the breathing apparatus bit here, that kind of restricts his movement, so to speak, a little bit. And also because he's facing that way, his head isn't fully facing that way, because if you turn it too much, the hose pops out of the unit there, which we don't want. But, I mean, look, like I say, little nitpicks, but what a fantastic looking figure. I am absolutely over the moon with this. I love the colours, like I say, the reds, the yellows. Muted, like I said, compared to the first version, back in the 80s, the O-ring version. But with that black as well added into it, he just looks absolutely incredible. Wow. And no doubt at some point, they will release a Blowtorch on a retro style card, and I'm hoping if they do, then the colours will be more vibrant. You know, the reds are going to be a lot brighter, the yellows are going to be a lot brighter. But as modern figures go, this guy, wow, absolutely incredible. He's got to be one of my favourites, absolutely. I mean, look, listen, I say it time and time again, Hasbro get a lot of stick, and rightfully so. Some of the decisions they make are absolutely shocking, but I mean, this is absolutely incredible. What a great looking figure. And I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, and if not, that's okay. Just look, pass on by. There's plenty more stuff out there that you feast your eyes on and get for yourselves. But for me, I've got to say, absolutely incredible. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to display him like this because, as you know, I do have a lack of shelf space. So I'm going to need him to be a little bit more of a vanilla pose, so to speak. But overall, I've got to say, Hasbro, you have knocked it out of the park with this figure. You know I've gone through nitpicks and stuff like that, but you have nitpicks with every kind of figure, every kind of toy line. It's not just solely at Hasbro. It just happens that I get a lot of my figures from Hasbro. But there you are. But there are faults in every single figure line. But I like to take the positives and enjoy the positives as much as I can with this hobby. And yeah, absolutely stunning. So what I'm going to do now is say that's it for this video, really. It's just a quick unboxing and a quick overview. So if you are new to the channel, feel free to comment, like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell to let you know of more content. And as always, there will be more content. Appreciate you watching. Thank you very much. It does mean a lot. I very much appreciate your support. your generosity, and your friendship. Again, it does mean a hell of a lot. Thank you. Take care, stay safe, and see you in the next one. Bye for now.